Port Charles is never quiet for long. But January 15th promises to shake the town to its core as secrets simmer, alliances shift, and two of its most formidable women step into the spotlight. Carly Corinthos, whose instincts have saved her family more times than she can count, senses that something is dangerously off. At the same time, Mayor Laura Collins prepares to take decisive control, refusing to let chaos rule her city. With danger lurking in the shadows and power plays unfolding in public, the lines between protector and player blur, and the stakes rise higher than ever. Carly has learned to trust her gut, and lately, it has been screaming at her. There's a tension in the air she can't quite put her finger on, a sense that old enemies are circling and new threats are forming. Whether it's business, family, or the fragile peace among Port Charles power players, Carly feels the ground shifting beneath her feet. Her concern isn't unfounded. Whispers reach her through the usual channels, half-heard conversations at the Metro Court, guarded looks exchanged between Sonny's associates, and the subtle change in Michael's demeanor whenever certain names come up. Carly knows that when people start acting cautious, it usually means someone is planning a move. And in Port Charles, moves are rarely harmless. Michael, trying to protect his mother, insists that everything is under control. But Carly recognizes that tone too well, the one people use when they are hiding the truth. She begins quietly digging, leaning on old connections and sharp observation. The more she looks, the more she realizes that multiple storylines are converging into something big and potentially devastating. Could it involve lingering fallout from past mob wars? Or is it something more personal, something tied to the tangled web of relationships that bind the Corinthos family to nearly everyone in town? Carly senses that whatever is coming will test not just her resolve, but her ability to keep those she loves safe. While Carly works from the shadows, Laura Collins prepares to take action in the public eye. As mayor, Laura has always tried to balance compassion with strength, but recent events push her to the edge. Port Charles is facing instability, legal, political, and personal, and Laura knows that hesitation could invite disaster. Rumors of corruption, escalating tensions between powerful families, and unresolved crimes threaten the fragile sense of order she's worked so hard to maintain. Laura isn't the type to sit back and hope things resolve themselves. When she takes control, she does so with a clear plan and an iron will. January 15th finds Laura making bold decisions, possibly calling in law enforcement leaders, legal minds, and even former adversaries to address the growing crisis. Her office becomes a hub of urgent discussions and strategic planning. Laura understands that leadership isn't just about authority, it's about responsibility. And right now, the responsibility to protect Port Charles weighs heavily on her shoulders. Her actions may not please everyone. Some will see her as overstepping, others as finally doing what needs to be done. But Laura is past worrying about popularity. The city needs stability, and she intends to provide it, no matter who she has to confront along the way. Carly and Laura have very different styles, but both are driven by the same core instinct: protect those they love. As Carly uncovers more about the looming threat, she realizes it could have far-reaching consequences, not just for her family, but for the entire city. This puts her on an inevitable collision course with Laura, whose mayoral responsibilities place her at the center of any major crisis. Their conversations crackle with tension and mutual respect. Carly may operate outside official channels, but Laura knows her reputation for seeing danger before it fully emerges. When Carly voices her concerns, Laura listens, even if she can't reveal everything she's doing behind the scenes. Together, knowingly or not, they form a powerful front. Carly, the intuitive strategist who understands the personal cost of war, and Laura, the leader who must weigh every decision against the greater good. Their combined efforts could mean the difference between order and chaos. As always in Port Charles, big events ripple through families. Sonny senses Carly's unease and becomes more vigilant, watching his enemies and allies alike. Michael struggles with divided loyalties, torn between keeping secrets and protecting his mother. Jocelyn, ever perceptive, notices the tension and fears that history is about to repeat itself. Meanwhile, Laura's family isn't immune to the pressure either. Her children and loved ones worry about the risks that come with her position. They've seen how leadership can make someone a target, and they fear that Laura's decisive stance could draw dangerous attention. The emotional stakes rise as both women weigh their roles as mothers against their responsibilities as power players. The question looms: how far will they go to keep their families safe, and what lines are they willing to cross? Behind closed doors, other residents of Port Charles are making moves of their own. Old grudges resurface, alliances are tested, and long-buried secrets threaten to come to light. Some see opportunity in the growing uncertainty, while others brace for impact. Carly's investigation hints at a scheme that could destabilize more than one corner of the city: financial manipulation, legal maneuvering, or even a calculated attempt to shift the balance of power. The pieces don't yet form a clear picture, but Carly knows enough to be alarmed. Laura, meanwhile, prepares contingency plans, anticipating resistance from those who benefit from disorder. She's ready to use every tool at her disposal, from political pressure to public appeals, to ensure that Port Charles doesn't fall into turmoil. At its core, the January 15th episode explores a powerful contrast. Laura represents structure, authority, and the rule of law. Carly embodies instinct, experience, and the willingness to act when rules fall short. Both approaches have their strengths, and both carry risks. As the episode unfolds, viewers will see these two forces edging closer to a shared battlefield. Carly's intuition may uncover the first real clue to the impending crisis, while Laura's decisive leadership could set the stage for a larger confrontation. The tension builds not just from external threats, but from the internal struggle each woman faces. Carly must decide how much she's willing to reveal and to whom. Laura must choose how far she'll push her power to prevent disaster. By the end of January 15th, the sense of foreboding will be undeniable. Carly's suspicions crystallize into something more concrete, proof that trouble isn't just coming, it's already here. Laura's actions send a clear message: Port Charles will not be an easy target. Yet even as they take their stands, a final twist hints that the real danger may be closer to home than anyone realizes. A revelation, a confrontation, or a sudden move by an unseen player could shift the entire landscape, setting the stage for explosive developments in the days ahead. General Hospital spoilers preview January 15th promises an episode rich with tension, strategy, and emotional depth. With Carly spotting trouble and Laura taking control, Port Charles stands on the brink of a storm that could redefine loyalties, test leadership, and prove once again that in this town, strength comes in many forms, but survival demands them all.